A little sample, how does this welder actually weld, because that's actually what we're going to be doing in this video: unboxing, assembly, and welding. Enjoy, guys.
Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zamaleta. In today's video I will be doing another unboxing. And why am I standing in front of my van here? Well, I got a problem with my door. A piece of metal, like a bracket that holds the door, you know, keeps it from closing, it actually kind of like broke off, so I need to weld it. So what do you think I got, guys? I got myself a welder. This is a flux welder, 125 amp type of welder. It's a gasless kind, so everything's already included in the box. But I went ahead and I got myself some welder gear. For those of you guys welder enthusiasts that would like to see professional gear being used, and we got the helmet here. This helmet, once you put it on and you start welding, itself, you know, tense and stuff like that.
So anyways, guys, let's get to unboxing. I got my knife here and I'm so excited to share this welder with you guys. Obviously, you already seen me in the beginning of the video actually using this welder, and it's actually pretty awesome. So we got the manual here, we got little assembly instructions, and it shows you actually kind of like different type of welds that are being used. Here's we got some a roll of flux here, and we go ahead and open this up. I actually did get an extra one at Hobart Tool and Freight. Like, it cost me like extra, like I think 15 bucks or something, but it was like around like 25 bucks because I got the Vulcan kind. It's supposed to be the good stuff. But anyways, we got it unboxed and it's nicely sealed in there. Plus we got some of these extra stuff in here. We got some stuff that's used for the face mask that they actually include. We have the handle right here, and we have some glass for that mask. And what else we have here? Let's pull the styrofoam away. We got some bolts and stuff like that. Okay, now we got the welder actually out, and let me give you guys a closer look at this welder here. Here we have the flux and, you know, the cord, you know, like to weld and stuff like that. We have the extension cord that you plug in, well, basically power cord. We got the ground cable, and we got actually the actual gun that we hold. It's got a nozzle and a tip on it. This is the negative type of cable, well, I guess a ground cable, you know, for the weld itself. So anything that you weld, you need to actually clamp this thing on there and stuff like that. But if you are welding like on a car and stuff, make sure you disconnect your battery. You don't want to kill that. I don't know if that really will kill your electronics, but hey, don't risk it. Just disconnect it. I actually did disconnect mine, since actually that's what we're going to be doing. So this handle simply slides in, and there's one bolt with some washers and like a little nut that will hold it from the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and pull those things out right now. There is a little nozzle tip, guys. Don't replace it. Sometimes these little nozzles, they get like a lot of, you know, like, well, like basically get welded shut. So you probably need like a few of these. So I suggest, I don't know, buy yourself a little box, because you're going to go through them if you're doing this for a living, especially. But anyways, guys, in order to actually install this bolt, just go ahead and insert it right through the handle. And you will actually need to open up the lid of the welder with the little button that's on the side, you know, to actually attach it. As you could see, I'm just showing you with the drill here. You can't just simply install the screw. You're gonna need to put a nut right at the bottom of it. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and open up this lid. You just simply push on this little thing, guys, that little silver piece right there that you could clearly see. You just press on it and that's it, you know. So let's go ahead and put this nut on the screw here, and it's going to hold our handle in place. I just simply turn it with my hands and hold it with my pliers, and actually use a small screwdriver from the back to actually go ahead and tighten things up. Now that this is tight, let's go ahead and actually install some flux wire, and let me show you the correct way of doing it, guys. Before we begin, we need to go ahead and pull this little knob off here. Then we're going to need to remove the spring, and we're going to need to remove the plasticky thing that actually has only one way of putting it on. And now we need to attach ourselves some of this flux here, and let me explain exactly how it goes.
Guys, in order to install the wire, you're supposed to remove all these pieces. Then you insert it Then you insert this piece back. It only goes on one way, it's not gonna go any other way. Then you insert the spring, and then you insert this little locking mechanism. And in case you forget it, guys, the instructions right here, so very simple. So you want to make sure that you don't get it too tight to where, you know, it's not going to rotate. Now you remove this. You want to make sure you cut off that little tip. When doing this, make sure your welder is unplugged. So now when you insert this, you're supposed to feed it right through. Just step a little bit more, it's kind of oddly shaped there. Want to make sure we're gonna have a straight wire going in there. So you insert this in, align it with the hole like this. We put this back, and then you lock it in place. Okay, now what you got to do next, with the welder being off, you remove the nozzle and tip. So this is a nozzle portion. Here's a little tip. Obviously it's not going to remove just like that, so have some kind of pliers and slightly twist on it, and then you remove it. Then you need to plug in the welder and press on the trigger, feeding the wire right through. Now I do actually have a grounded power cord here, and it's designed especially for welders. It's a real thick one. So it is plugged in. Now we need to turn on. Now I put the wire speed at 6 and I'm spinning. You need to wait till it feeds all the way through. I feel that it's coming out. Okay, so now that it's out like this, you need to turn it off. Unplug the welder. And now we need to replace the nozzle and tip. So stick the nozzle right in here. And do the little twisty motion. We're gonna slightly lock it in by applying this little bit of pressure, not much. And now we're going to actually replace the tip. Boom. And what I used to do when I was welding, I would cut off, by, like maybe about that much. Because when you're actually welding, if you put it like on a finger like that, like it needs to touch a little bit, and it does the best like that. You don't want to have it too long, but to each its own. So I want to make sure everything's good here. Now we're going to close this box up, and okay, so that is good here. Let me show you what the welder looks like from here. Okay, I do want to point out that it is a Chicago Electric welder, and this is the main source, for your welder here. And we got the on and off button, we got the minimum, we got the maximum. I suppose that's for the temperature. Right now it's set to minimum, and you could set your wire speed. I really don't know what's the best wire speed for this welder. I guess we're gonna have to learn and adjust. So I guess let's get to welding. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and pull around my gloves. Already got my face shield on. As you could hear, the voice has changed. In order to weld, you need to ground the welder to your whatever you're welding. And this is the piece that's giving me trouble. Look at this, guys. Can you believe that this actually kind of like broke off? So that's the piece that we need to weld. First, I'm gonna do a test. Okay, that is the sound you want to hear, guys. So let's go ahead and put this into position. Okay. I don't think my screen is tinting. It probably doesn't have a charge because I'm seeing lights right now. But it does have a setting for maximum and minimum. Well guys, I hope you really enjoyed this little video. It is kind of getting dark. I started really late in the day, but I got it done, and this all it counts. Guys, as you see in this new series of videos and stuff, now we're getting back into expedited mode. We're getting back into doing a lot of stuff like this. So in the next video, I'm going to be doing stuff with the sprinter. So some of the things that I have planned: we got to change the drive shaft, we got to change the ABS shifter, possibly going to be changing the ABS module itself. We're going to be also putting the cart together for this welder, so I could have a nice little cart and I could, you know, roll it out here. However, right now, carrying it out here would be really ideal, because, you know, trying to roll it on the gravel with the cart, that it is pretty heavy as well, you know, it's just really not feasible. But carrying it here, it's going to be just fine. It's really light in weight and stuff like that. By the way, my eyes are already over this type of stuff. It was giving me kind of this yellowish tint, so it was a little bit, you know, tinting, but it's not really doing a job like it should. It needs to charge up by the sun, and obviously it's just out of the box and there is no sun to be charged up on. So the only reason you're seeing this much light over here, first of all, my camera films really good at night. And I have these commercial lighting outside here that makes it a lot more brighter here, guys, than it really should be. But anyways, guys, what do I have to say about this welder? Because this is an unboxing and review. Guys, I love it. Shoot, this thing cost me like $100. I believe. I think I paid like $100 for it. So I think it's like 189 before, and I paid like $100 for it. So what a deal, you know. Could I be wrong on the price? I guess I could be, because I can't really remember if that's what I paid for it. But I think I paid like $100 for it, guys. About $50 for the cart, or 40, about $50 for the mask. So together like a $200 setup, plus this apron and stuff. This costs about like $20, because you could get like gloves separately, apron separately, and stuff like that. I kind of thought throwing all this stuff in there, you know, like part of the set, like why not? I kind of thought it might be like cheap quality, but it's pretty good. It's a piece of leather, you know, so I could probably use this for a lot of things now, not only welding, because it is an apron after all, and it's made out of leather. What more can you ask for? I mean, it makes me really look like a blacksmith, you know what I mean, guys? What I think about the welder, guys, I think if you're a novice, you could do this. That's what I think. And, you know, for somebody that wants to do something more professionally, you know, like with a lot of heavy duty metal, you might want to consider like some gas ones, you know. Hobart Tool, they make a really nice Vulcan one. It compares to Lincoln and some other brands, and it really seems like a really nice welder. I think you could expect to pay anywhere from $400 to like $700 for one, but man, you're gonna get like the top of the line. So you guys want to inspect my work, see how well I did or how bad I did? This is what we have right here. This is actually what I welded. This is somebody doing work before me. This is pretty bad job. You know, I'm not gonna say this is really clean at all. But I could not really see what I'm doing. It was really blinding me, guys. But that being said, I mean, shoot, I mean, I'm not looking for a talent show here. That's actually pretty good. What I would do, guys, when I would actually work at the company, you know, once you weld everything in, you take a grinder and you grind it all kind of smooth and stuff. You get rid of any splatter. The cool thing about it is like I'm not really seeing much splatter here. You know, there's a little residue here, but that's about it. Let's close the door. Guys, as far as simplicity of using this welder, as you seen me use it, I have the setting for the speed. I got it set at 6, and I got it set on the minimum. okay, like not in the maximum. So at a minimum, I believe, okay, and I didn't really read the instructions. I thought I really need to this time, but I didn't. Once again, I was able to figure out. Yeah, my cat wants something. It's such a cute cat. Let me show you this cat. She actually had a kitten. She's like a little leopard, you know. But anyways, guys, yeah, like I think once you set it to maximum, it will give you like extra heat. So that would be good for welding thicker metals. And there's only really like two switches. I remember like when I used to work, you know, like weld, you know, at my company, we had like a number that we set it on, and everybody had like a different number. I welded it with a number 24. I was welding some heavy gauge steel, a lot of times 1/4 inch steel and thicker. So we would have to grind it like at corners like this, and then fill this gap in. And when I was welding with that, like it would fill a gap like pretty thick layer. You know, you wouldn't really have to go over and stuff. And when they did X-ray for mine, I didn't even have like any bubbles in mind. And you do kind of like learn, you know, like when you're welding, and those things you could really make a beautiful looking weld. I'm not really sure if you can with this one yet. Like just out of the box welding, guys, I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, if you're just trying to weld like two pieces together, like something to hold, I mean, you know, like for car projects and stuff, I think, what more can you ask for? I mean, you could like have a weld with it, you know, and complete it, you know what I mean, guys? I mean, I really don't want to like go on and on about this, but if I was watching this video, I would like as much information as possible. But I really think a noob could really literally do this. Just make sure you do wear some gloves, and consider getting yourself like a hand. It looks like a hand spleen you wear like on your neck and on your whole arm. So, you know, when you're welding like with one arm, you're holding something with the other, splatter is always flying, you know, like at this arm. So I did feel like a couple little like knickknacks on my arm. It wasn't much, but my shoe got a bigger portion of it, and I did feel a little burning like on top of my toes, which wasn't very comfortable. I still don't know whether I burnt a little hole in my shoes. And these are kind of like good shoes, but I got them dirty. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, you know, please hit a like and consider subscribing to my channel, because guess what? Stuff breaks. We need to fix it. We need to, you know, somebody that could, you know, explain this in a language that could understand to general public, you know, somebody like me. And there's lots of other YouTubers that do this type of thing, but I have my own approach. I have my own style to the videos. And as you can see, the style is black right now.